Good day, everybody. It's Dr. A back in the garden, talking about some of my favorite plants. There are so many favorite plants. Often I'm asked, what plant really turns you on? And I essentially answer the one I'm looking at right now. But there are plants that when my daughters ask me or friends ask me what they should plant, I ask a few questions about sunshade, etc., etc. But I always come back to some of these favorite, really tough but beautiful plants that almost anybody can have in their garden. Plants that I can recommend to anybody who is looking for a little success, and plants that do well in most gardens in most parts of the country. The plant I want to talk to you about today is one that has undergone extraordinary breeding efforts and extraordinary changes in flower color, height, and, well, persistence in the garden. The plant I want to talk about today is purple coneflower. Purple coneflower botanically is known as Echinacea, and you will see these for sale almost everywhere. Catalogs, online, garden centers, almost anywhere, because they have become such a popular plant for the gardener. Now, I hesitate at times to recommend these too strongly to some areas of the country. First of all, let me be clear. The plant that is known as purple coneflower is one of our native plants native to the Midwest. It also has species into the Northeast and, in fact, Southeast. But the common plant, purple coneflower, is known as Echinacea purpurea, the purpurea referring to the color of purple. This plant is still available today in all its simplistic glory. This is the plant that breeders have been using as the mainstay for all these new colors and forms and everything else you see in today's echinaceas. Today's echinaceas are certainly not purple coneflowers. They could be white, yellow, golden, or whatever else. But if I am to recommend echinacea to somebody who really is not too up on their gardening, their soil maybe not very good, perhaps they don't have a great area, but they're really interested in having some, what I recommend is the straight species, the common Echinacea purpurea, or the common purple coneflower. They are still available. Having said that, when you go to the garden center, you will see all sorts of names, cultivars, nativars associated with this plant. Colors may be, many colors may be purple, deeper purple, lighter purple, double flower. Many are mangoes and lemons and whites and all sorts of stuff that the breeders have incorporated into the purple coneflower, essentially by using other species of this wonderful plant. Give them all a go. Particularly if you live in the Midwest or the Northeast, you will find that many of these plants are as persistent as the labels say. But if you live in areas that are a little hotter, even in the lower Midwest and certainly in the mid-Atlantic and certainly in the Southeast, some of these really cool, unusual plants do not seem to persist as long. I would not recommend a mango echinacea for my daughter who lives in the Southeast. They just don't seem to be as persistent. They're beautiful, they look fabulous, and you might get one good year out of them, and that's great. But if I'm recommending echinacea to anybody, I will say start with the purple and then graduate, if you'd like, to some of the more exotic colors. It is still one of my favorite plants. Put it in full sun, get out of the way. It is a plant that is at home without a whole lot of fertilizer, without a whole lot of anything, but it is a plant that is always going to be purple coneflower. With the others, a bit more water, a bit more fertility, a bit more this and that may be a good idea. I love purple coneflower. Enjoy it and have a ball. This is Dr. A, back in the garden. talking about his favorite plants, and I will see you for another favorite in the very near future. I hope you have enjoyed today's story as much as I've enjoyed sharing it with you. Thank you for listening. For more information and more stories, go to my website, www.allanarmitage.net. If you go to the bookstore, you will see one of my most popular books, Naked Ladies and Forget-Me-Nots, How Plants Get Their Common Names. And another wonderfully popular book is Legends in the Garden. Who in the world is Nellie Stevens? These and other books on the website I think you will enjoy, and I hope you have a chance to take a look at them. Once again, thank you for listening, and I look forward to sharing another story with you next week.